Okay, enough of that. Okay, enough of you, and then let us listen to the very epic music. Sadly, if memory serves right, I feel like we won't be able to meet Van Zieks for a good amount of time. I don't know if we'll even be able to go into the courtroom in this case, because I feel like it had a really long setup. Ah, I see we are back on the same old bullshit. Well, it doesn't look what I was saying and mattered anyway. Let's just get on with the game. It's Sherlock in the background this time. Ooh. And by ooh, I mean ooh. The Adventure of the Clouded Kokoro.
時折僕は思うのだよ、ワトソン。ホームズは物憂げに首を振り言った。我々が目にする事件は本当にそれが全てなのだろうか。その裏側に誰も知る者のない物語が隠れているかもしれない。ハーブティーから立ち上る湯気を追うその夢見るような眼差しの先には、きっとあの雪の日の夕刻の情景が浮かんでいたのだと思う。ブライアロードの歩道に倒れ伏した若い女性とその背に刺さった狂人。ガス灯の明かりが柔らかく切り取った奇怪な事件現場の情景。不可解な姿なき犯人の事件は薄い霧の中静かに幕を開けたのだった。
Okay, let me just turn this down once more. Shut you, shut. Hey, Dart, hello. How's your day been? No, thank you. I think I will not. Get out of here. It's amazing how they find me, even though I'm like, even though I'm a fairly small streamer, and then I'm playing a game that not everyone or doesn't have like the highest of traffics. Or maybe that's their modus operandi. Did you sleep last night, Mr. Naruhodo? No, not at all. It was an enormous hotel, wasn't it? Wow. The rooms were so luxurious. I felt like we were staying in a palace. And with all the gaslights twinkling, it was brighter than day even in the middle of the night. What about the enormous beds? After my time in the SS Buria, I wasn't going to waste a single inch of that space. It's just eagle spread on that bed. I spent the entire night rolling from one side of the mattress to the other. Oh yes! It really was the sort of night you can only dream of normally. Except when I learned that we owed £3 for the rooms, that dream quickly turned into a nightmare. Why didn't you ask first? Oops! Sorry about that. The building was so impressive and the entrance so inviting, I just wandered into it without thinking. Ryu, no! In a lodging house in Japan, that sum of money would put a roof over your head for a whole year. I did try, but I'm afraid I couldn't help my tears when we were presented with the bill. You know what? Fair. Relatable. Even in this day and age. I really am sorry. Well, never mind. We must find some more affordable lodging straight away, though. If we're not careful, our entire stipend will be used up in 10 days or less. Ugh. London is a scary place, I agree. If I'm correct, this is like the strong heart one. Ah, good morning to you at this early hour. Yes, well... Good morning to you, Lord Chief Justice. We have come to report on the outcome of the trial at the Old Bailey yesterday. The citizen is amazing. She doesn't bat an eye even in the presence of the imposing Lord Strongheart. Yes, I believe you had a very comprehensive initiation into British courtroom practices. It's a bit loud in my ears, and I'm assuming that means it's louder. Wait, let me check the volume actually. No, it's 50. This is exactly where I left it yesterday. Maybe no, it's too silent. Okay, let's say it's like that. If anyone says it's like too quiet or too loud, please tell me. Or if anyone thinks it's too quiet or too loud, please tell me. Oh, yes. It was very eye-opening, thank you. So, and in accordance with your instructions, Lord Strongheart, Mr. Naruhodo performed his duty to the end. Yes, I've already been apprised of events. You conducted a remarkable defense. You may consider the test passed. Oh! No longer are you a student from the Empire of Japan. You may henceforth claim to be a fully fledged lawyer. I don't know if about that. My country is delighted to welcome young talent from such a remote eastern land. Ah, casual racism once again drops. Thank you very much. So, I'm a lawyer now. Now, in view of your new appointment, I have a fresh case in mind for you. I'd like you to take it on at once. I trust it won't be a problem. Another case? Are you good? Holy shit, that was stressful. I thought my internet died for a second. Nothing trains a lawyer better than practical experience. I'm sure I don't sense dissatisfaction, do I? It's just that yesterday's trial ended unusually. I haven't quite come to terms with it. What's to come to terms with? The man was cleared. What more were you hoping for? The culpability of the defendant has not, at the present time, been established by this court. Consequently, the jury will not be required to proffer judgment.
Well, Lord Vanzies, it's been a pleasure, so it has. And as for you, my dear fella, I couldn't have asked for a better defense. Not suspicious at all.
I just can't help wondering if Mr. McGilded really was innocent. Mr. Naruhodo, it's just that I never managed to ascertain the truth. And then the trial ended. Well, you didn't let it trouble you for a second longer. Sorry? What do you mean, Lord Strongheart? Magnus McGilded passed away immediately following the trial. Yes, because that isn't suspicious at all, is it? No! What? Mr. McGilded is dead? Oh no, he scared away the birds. I have 19 minutes and 41 seconds until my next engagement. Time enough to talk. Okay, I guess we're conversing. Gilded's dead. I don't understand. What happened? How could he be dead? After the trial concluded yesterday, there was a great commotion in the Old Bailey. As you presumably recall, an omnibus had been wheeled into the courtroom.
As it has?
Yes, of course. That was the scene of the crime which Mr. McGilded had been accused of. Precisely. Well, while the bailiff's attention was diverted by some other matter, wonder what it could be, the omnibus was set up in flames. No. How could such a thing have happened? That is being investigated as we speak, but already the police have identified a corpse found inside the charred shell of the carriage as that of Mr. McGilden. That's awful! The man must have slipped inside whilst the bailiff's attention was elsewhere. That bailiff really disappeared. Well, is it safe to assume that he is getting a pay cut? And how could that have happened? That is also being investigated as we speak. Thinking back now, immediately after the trial, Mr. McGilden did mention going back into the courtroom to look at the omnibus.
Well, I must be making tracks now. Just time for the inspection.
Sorry? What inspection?
To go to examine the omnibus again, so I'm told. I asked if I could present it. Could I be present for it myself?
An inspection of the omnibus? Not to my knowledge. I don't believe Scotland Yard had any intention of re-examining the carriage. But then who was Mr. McGilden talking about? Never mind that now. The Yard is making a thorough investigation. The matter is no longer any concern of yours. Leave it to the police.
Poor Mr. McGilden. The Bri'ish call.
So, how did you find your first taste of our country's Supreme Court?
Oh, well, I don't know. I mean, it was... wow. Mr. Narada means that the whole experience is steeped in the solemnity of Great Britain's long history. It's really a world apart from our own judicial system in Japan, which is only a few short decades old.
Wow, Mr. Sato. No, there isn't even one. It's the Sato-san.
Has such a way with words. And you seem to have a way of failing to find the right ones. Susato, no. Don't call me out. Because I'm exactly the same.
The judicial system here is the most advanced in the world. Learn all you can.
The most advanced in the world, is it?
It was fortunate that your very first trial was a simple affair. It's a murder case. How was that simple?
Simple? That was simple?
As I believe I mentioned yesterday morning, it was a trial you couldn't lose.
I don't mean to be contrary, Lord Strongheart, but the case was anything but simple.
The circumstances of the case were so incriminating. I was stunned. I was stunned when I first heard of them. In fact, I'm still finding it hard to believe that we managed to get a favorable verdict. No thanks to you, Ryu. Let's just be clear, it was no thanks to you. Is something funny? Something funny? No, my apologies. However, the fact is that you did receive...
Here we go again. As usual.
And that can only be attributed to exceptional talent. Wouldn't you agree?
And exceptional money.
Well, I don't know about that. And if there was any talent in there, it wasn't Ryu's. It was McGilden's talent and being a little weasel. Well, never mind. You exceeded my expectations, I freely admit. That much at least is an undeniable truth. Which is precisely why I have prepared a new case for you that I mentioned before.
What's going on?
What was he going to say before?
A new case.
Could you perhaps give us some more details about the new case you mentioned? Yes, please don't just literally drop us there without knowing what the hell happened. Don't tell me. It's a murder and the trial starts in 10 minutes. Well, it's a murder. Don't worry. It's nothing so alarming or quite as so urgent as your last assignment. In fact, this case is completely different. I would assume all cases are different, but okay. All three cases we have done are so far have been murder cases, so okay. So maybe a fucking non-murder one is the rarity in this world. Oh, I see. Did you just read my mind? You speak out loud. That is to say, no one has died as yet. And the trial will not be today. There's plenty of time to research the case thoroughly. 23 hours, 43 minutes, and 19 seconds to be. That's a day! That's just a day! So the trial's tomorrow then. Is everything alright? Oh, yes. I'm just a little confused, that's all. Yesterday's trial was... well, it's left me wondering if I'm really cut out for being a lawyer. No, we literally just began Aisle, and I have already disconnected like 4 times. Don't worry, you're not late at all. We're barely 30 minutes into the stream. Oh, Mr. Naruhodo. Yeah? Oh, yeah, okay, so you see it. I didn't count the first one because it was literally cut off from the now loading or the stream starting part. I don't know if I can face standing in that courtroom again after Mr. McGilder's trial. Ah yes, I nearly forgot. There is one similarity with yesterday's case. Once again, there is currently no one to advocate for the defense. Oh. If the situation remains unchanged, the trial will start tomorrow with the defendant unrepresented. And if that happens, I need not remind you of the inevitable outcome. Alright, I forgot people can see that I opened VTube Studio and all that stuff. I feel like opening VTube Studio is a better notification than linking your Twitch to your Discord so people can see that you're streaming. And you got sidetracked from being sidetracked, that is the entirety of my day. The most terrible end awaits the defendant. Yes, that's right.
Here we go again.
Your time is up. You will have to excuse me. I would advise you to begin making your preparations for tomorrow's trial. After all, the clock is ever ticking. There is now about 23 hours, 26 minutes, and 39 seconds until the court sits. Last time he mentioned the 23 hours, he said there was plenty of time. Hypocrite! And one more thing, Mr. Naruhodo. There is something I would like to ask you.
Oh, what's that?
Yesterday, you remarked upon something. That you intend to see through the will of your late companion, Mr. Asaki. Why the fuck are they bringing him up again? Why are you bringing him up? Why? Are you going to blackmail me with his name? Are you going to pull on my heartstrings to do shit for you in his name? I would be interested to hear what exactly you mean by that. Inside 34 seconds. Well, Kazuma always used to say, you see, that he wanted to learn how the greatest justice system in the world works so he could change ours in Japan. Now that he's gone, I'd like to work towards that myself. And there's another thing. Oh! Another thing. Continue. On the way here, on the steamship, he said something to me. Do not fucking show me his face. I will kill you, do not show me his face. I know where you live, Capcom. Do not show me his face. There's something very important that I have to say. Something very important. And what exactly would that be? He never had a chance to tell me. I suppose he would have done if it ever made it. Oh no, fuck you, you white man. I'm reading that. If it ever made it to Great Britain. You're out of time. Well, thank you for the enlightening discussion.
Mr. Naruhodo, what's all this about?
Mr. Asagi never once mentioned anything of this. Oh shit, you were in the dark all this time? Fuck. I urge you both to focus your attentions on the matter at hand. How did he get here? I've taken the liberty of summoning the police inspector in charge of the case. He'll be able to apprise you of the details. How long has he been there, right? So, I wish you the best of luck and bid you farewell. There's something very important that I have to do. Kazuma-sama, what did you mean? I wish I knew, but honestly, you never told me. Anyway, I'd better talk to the detective, don't you think? Yes, you're right. I hope I'm just imagining it, but I wouldn't say he looks pleased to see us at all. Are they still the same? Yep, they're still the same. Is there anything different though? It wouldn't appear so. Okay, let's just talk to him then. Okay. What voice do I... Did y'all see that? It's fucking infinite. I am so jealous. I'm so hungry right now. I would do anything for fish and chips at the moment. And he just has an infinite one. I'm so hungry. Could we trouble you?
What do you think?
Lovely weather, isn't it?
What's the weather got to do with anything? Listen to me, you young Japanese upstart. Some frippery about the weather doesn't get... Some frippery about the weather doesn't get every English just eating out of your hand, you know?
But Susato-san told me it was foolproof. Susato-san, I'm being buoyed. Well, you don't have to rub it in. I'm hungry.
I'm a busy man. A very busy man. There's a crime to investigate, but I'm here having to give the likes of you a talking to.
Oh, I'm ever so sorry. Frippery, right? What the hell does that even mean? The English language is a fucking joke.
Can you imagine what the other officers there will be saying? Haven't seen Gregson anywhere, have you? No, he's too busy with the big wigs these days. And all because of some pumpkin who's here on a jaunt. Jaunt from a country I've never even heard of.
Okay, fair enough. You guys are very ignorant.
Hear that ripping sound? That's my reputation at the yard going to tatters.
Oh, I thought that was like your arteries from all that oil you're eating. There's no need to rip us apart as well. I don't believe I've been introduced. This is Mr. Ryunosuke Naruhodo, a defense lawyer. Hey. It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance. I'm Mr. Naruhodo's judicial assistant, Hey. It's lovely weather we're having today, isn't it? It's unseasonably fine, I grant you. London winters don't see a lot of sunshine. So I see. I need to check something very important. Okay, he's not here yet. He's not that. This guy isn't a lawyer, Isle. This guy's a police. He's part of Scotland Yard. So, yes, absolutely. That level of intelligence for them. Unbelievable. How did you pull that off? Well, she's cute for one thing. So, Lord Stronghurt has asked me to fill you in on the case. The name's Tobias Gregson. Inspector Gregson to you. I'm from Scotland Yard. Gregson? Inspector Gregson? What's the matter with Susato-san? Does this detective name mean something to her? Inspector Gregson. Inspector, are you perhaps the Inspector Gregson? You're acting like you know this man, Mrs. Sato. But he's a London detective. Oh my god, can we please stop showing him? I really want fries now. Oh, I do know him. Very well, in fact. Very well? Yes, he's featured prominently in the adventures of Sherlock Holmes. Oh, in that publication. What's it called again? Rams Magazine? That's right. Inspector Gregson and Mr. Sholmes enjoy a wonderful friendly rivalry. Really? You rival the great Sholmes? That's incredible. Great! Oh, well, I don't know about that. Mr. Sholmes isn't a professional like myself, of course, but he does come up with the goods from time to time. Mr. Sholmes is equally complimentary about you, Inspector, isn't he? You've earned his highest praise. Are you sure about that? Gregson is the pick of bad lot of all the Scotland Yarders. Those are his own words. That's his highest praise? Well, Mr. Sholmes isn't particularly known for giving compliments, you see. He gave me a lot when we were on the boat. That he is not, and thanks to that magazine, my name's known all over London town now. That's great, isn't it? I have to admit that to start with, I was a little, well, flattered by all the attention. Everyone wanted to shake my hand, and my reputation at the yard went through the roof. Well, that's wonderful. No, it is not! There's nothing more sinister than that man on the street. People are always looking at me now. They're whispering rumors about me under their breath, I'm sure. Rumors? Are you quite sure? He's changed since he started appearing in those stories. The fame's gone to his head. Stuff like that. Gosh, do you really think people are saying such mean-spirited things about you? Like I said, they whisper. So I can't catch exactly what they're saying, but I know what folks are like. I'm sure that's what they're saying. I'm sure egg is eggs. Are you sure though? What if an egg isn't an egg, huh? Ever thought about that? I get the feeling this detective could be very hard work. Oh dear, perhaps a sudden rise to fame does change people. In the case. So, about the case the Lord Chief Justice mentioned before.
Nothing to tell, really. As far as we're concerned at the yard, it couldn't be simpler.
Oh dear. That probably means that as far as we're concerned as lawyers, it couldn't be more complicated. I wish you were wrong about that, but I have a nasty feeling you're right.
A young woman was walking along the pavement on Briar Road when she was stabbed from behind. Fortunately, it wasn't fatal, but she still laid up in hospital unconscious.
It's despicable! What sort of coward would attack a poor woman from behind?
I suppose you would have finished whoever it was off with a successful takedown, wouldn't you?
That is neither here nor there, Mr. Naruhodo.
Brace yourself, Rinosuke. You've angered her now. He really doesn't learn, does he? Anyway, after something of a whirlwind investigation, the criminal was arrested. He barely had time for a cup of tea after the incident took place, to be honest.
So, there must have been something left in the scene that led you directly to the culprit? Or perhaps a reliable witness who recognized the person in question?
Let me stop you right there. You're wasting your time on this one.
Sorry?
There's nothing you can do. There's no way to help that bloke down.
Why ever not?
Simple. The prosecutor that's been assigned to trial tomorrow. It's Mr. Kabiho! It's Lord Baroque Van Zeeks! Yes! Okay, all the more reason I don't even care about the victim or the defendant or our client. I don't know what they're called. There's too much lawyer jargon for me, but I will go to court just to meet Lord Van Zeeks again. No!
Ryu is properly traumatized.
Sounds like you've heard of him then.
Oh, yes. We were very familiar with... Very familiar, I see. Very familiar. I wish we were more familiar. Believed to be the harbinger of death itself. The Reaper of the Old Bailey.
Reaper of the Old Bailey!
Lord Baroque Van Zeeks, who we faced in court only yesterday. Mr. McGilda told us about him before the trial, didn't he?
My man! My man, my man, my man!
When Van Zeeks stands for the prosecution, they call the accused his sacrificial lambs. And in every single trial in which he's been the prosecutor, the accused has been damned. The Reaper of the Bailey nickname. I suppose he's earned that because every defendant he advocates against is found guilty. Is that it?
Yeah?
Well, if that's the case, we should inform you, Inspector, that in yesterday's trial against Lord Van Zeeks, Mr. Naruhodo secured a verdict of not guilty.
Ha! What of it?
Oh, well, I think... That means that even against the Reaper of the Valley, it's not impossible to save the defendant.
No, you really don't have a clue, do you?
What do you mean?
What happened to that bloke in the end, eh? He's dead. Oh. Magnus McGilda came a cropper and then... Came a cropper? Was he nutting in the cropper of that omnibus? He really liked nutting when it came on in flames. So, you can't rightly say you saved the defendant, can you?
What are you saying?
Look, if Van Zeeks could get the dirt to stick on everyone, he'd be a miracle worker. But that's not how it goes. He doesn't work miracles, he works magic. Black magic. Oh, I wish it uses magic on me. Dude, everyone running in this game. I have no idea. Though, to be fair, I feel like it's only the Irish man, Mr. McGriddle, yesterday, that keeps on nutting. I'd have a good long think about that if I were you.
Are we really supposed to believe that? I mean, what else do we have to believe in? Stop eating that in front of me, I'm hungry!
I wish I had chips as well. Right, well, I filled it in as a request, and I'm very nearly out of chips.
Are you sure that thing refilled like every 2 bites? Give me some.
So, I'll be heading back to the crime scene now. We're still carrying out a few investigations there.
It was Briar Road, you said, didn't you? Where the incident took place?
That's correct, ma'am. And if you head over to the holding cells, you can meet the criminal himself.
You've branded him a criminal already?
He's as good as. Shaking like a leaf in the cell he is. It'll give you a chuckle if nothing else.
Oh, come on, that's so mean. Sorry, I have like several burps coming up.
His inmate 53. Speak to the jailer and he'll show you the way.
Inmate 53. Thank you. And he's gone. So, there's no helping anyone against the Reaper of the Bailey, they say. Is something troubling you, Mr. Naruhodo? To tell the truth, when I recall the trial yesterday, I can't stop myself from shaking. The idea of facing the Reaper in court again is... Well, if you think it's too much for you, there's no shame in turning the case down. That takes courage too. But if the man they've arrested is innocent, you could well imagine he would be shaking like a leaf in his cell. They literally just said that. And I, for one, wouldn't find the sight of that funny. So, if I'm honest, I'm still reeling from the shock of yesterday's events myself. And I'm really not sure if I'm able to help this man, whoever he is. But I'd like to try. So I think I'm going to make some inquiries. Will you help? Do you really think you had to ask? After all, I'm your judicial assistant. Thank you. So then, shall we? Shall we dance to this funky music? Yes! Let's go! Okay, let's get a move on. Let's meet with the prisoner first. It'd be nice to have a face to what we're working with. 19th of February is literally the day before. So these are British prison cells. Oh, they're ghastly. It feels just like a dungeon. Aren't dungeons and prison cells the same? What's the difference? Yes, and having experienced it in Japan myself, Ryu, oh my god, it never occurred to me that he would have been put in jail before the trial. Oh, we never saw that. I can assure you that our wooden cells feel a lot cozier than these cold stone walls. Oh, don't, Mr. Naruhodo. You're making it seem worse. Apparently, our client is in this cell here. But it's so dark at the back there, I can't make him out. I wonder what he's like. I think you can't make him out because the game hasn't rendered him in yet. Inmate 53, your wriggle is eager to see you. Stop hiding in the back of the cell and show your face at once. Am I? What? Am I a cat? As yet with no name? Calling me by a number. It's utterly unbelievable. unbelievably, unjustly unreasonable. I refuse to answer. Mr. Naruto, what do you think is going on here? I have no idea, but I wasn't just hearing things, was I? The tired of complaints was in Japanese. Ah! Um, excuse me, but no, shh, shh, quiet. Okay, I'm quiet, so they're all around, hiding. I know they are. They're watching, listening. Even now, I can sense it. Oh God, we have an absolute crack job as a client. Hi, Gembu. Hello, hello. Sorry, my nose is itchy. Hi, Gembu. How you been? Right. So, could I ask you who is it? There you are. You've come to curse me, haven't you? Don't try to hide it. You're a ghost. A ghost? We mean you no harm, prisoner son. Are you Japanese by any chance? Been a while? Yeah, I'm doing great. I just I wasn't able to stream last week a lot because current events, but now I'm really determined to just stream this as much as I can. I've been busy on Twitter. I see. Just gonna chill there. Okay. Sit back, enjoy, grab a snack maybe, or actually it's 12 a.m. so maybe fall asleep. But yeah, I'm just gonna be here and be absolutely insane. This is beyond my wildest dreams. What? Forgive me for the outburst before. I'm so sorry. Oh, it's fine. We were just a little surprised, that's all. Imagine it! It's been 20 long months since I left my hometown, and here I am, in a frightful fix in a foreign land. So hearing the sweet, sentimental tones of a compatriot's voice here in this damn, dark hellhole was a most monumentally moving moment. Well, he seems lively at least. Who could have guessed that this new client Lord Strongheart assigned to us would turn out to be a fellow Japanese? Ah, what compassion my fellow countrymen show! To dispatch a first-class lawyer all the way from Japan to defend a mere foreign student. I literally just became an official lawyer today. They want me to call someone in. Noble, nurturing, never failing, Nippon! A first-class lawyer? Oh dear, I think there's been something of a misunderstanding here. I wonder, would you be so kind to tell us what's happened? Why you've been detained as a suspect, for example? Yes, I can. I will. Shan't stay sullen and silent. I'm not quite sure I understand what he means, but he seems happy. That's like what I said. He seems well. Yes, he does. I just hope he actually has a good reason to be. Thank you for your cooperation. I'm a lawyer, as you said. My name is Ryunosuke Naruhodo. And I am Naruhodo-san's judicial assistant, Susato Mikotoba. I am a visiting student sent here by a student? Oh god, he's 44 years old. Natsume, notoriously named Natsume. Soseki Natsume. I can't... What can I can present him with my boyfriend's armband. Soseki Natsume. Soseki Natsume-san? What an unusual name. Call me Soseki, please. I'm a poet, you see. A writer of haiku, I can see. It's something of a nom de plume. A nom de plume? You mean an alias? God! Sometimes Ryunosuke is smart because I don't fucking know what a nom de plume is. But then sometimes he looks at a cow and he says, "Is this a cat?" That's right, Naruto-san. No! Don't be so prosaic. It's much more refined than that. And haiku? That really reminds me of home. Did I hear you say that you were a visiting student sent over here by the government? Is he part of the Quadriggers now? Okay, he is. 33? Student at 33? Like, I'm not gonna judge. Get the diploma however or how late it may be, but... 1 second. 33? Are you sure that's considered a student at that point and not a scholar? Or is that exactly what a scholar is? Yes, that's right. A year ago, I was told to go and study English. First, I had to suffer that misery, and now this! Studying English is, in fact, misery. Can confirm. Suffer that misery? Did you not want to study here? No, I mean, I've had an interest in Great Britain for some years, of course. Ah. But just because the government tells you to do something doesn't mean you can do it. No! What do you mean? If they told me to study English literature, that I could understand. That's my field. But no, they told me to study the English... How do you intend to study the English literature if you don't know the English language? Utterly, unbelievably, unjustly, unreasonable. I see. Hello! Hi, Citadel! Thank you for the follow! Only the other day, I was told to send reports about my first year here. I tendered a blank piece of paper. White words on white washi. Oh my god! Oh fuck! Sorry. Oh please, no, please do not consider that as like voice acting. I'm literally just shitting. Wait, no, I'm not. I'm not literally shitting. I mean, I'm literally just fucking around. Hi, hello. How are you? So you must be a man of great standing. Oh yes, so I'm often told, and often like to be told. It seems. Wow. Read him like an open book, Ryunosuke. Accusations against him. Could you perhaps tell us exactly why you've been arrested, Soseki-san? I didn't do it. I didn't commit that atrocious murder. Had to clarify, yeah. You remember that, like, I don't know if anyone's seen it, but like that one, I think it was like Niji En people talking about how they have toilets makeshift into their gaming chairs. Unfortunately, I don't have those. I'm not high quality or high profile enough to have those. Murder? Oh, no. It's all right. The woman didn't actually die, did she? But she was stabbed with a knife right before my eyes. Before your eyes? You mean you saw the attacker? see anyone. What? If I'd been the person who did it, do you think I'd be locked up in here? Oh dear. It seems this case is becoming rather complicated. Why me? Why me? Why did this silly woman have to be stabbed in front of me? It's the curse of London. It's incredibly, inexcusably, irritatingly inconvenient. Hi John. I nearly said hi Link. Hello me. Hi John. Hello. So Sasaki-san was there at the scene, but he didn't see the attack. It's vital that we find out more about the case. About the case. It was an cursed evening, just after the snow had started to clear and the heavy with fog. I'd been to the bookstore to buy some books, and I was on my way back to my accursed lodgings. Sure the bookshop wasn't accursed too. As I was walking along the accursed pavement, I could make out a sole silhouette of another ahead of me. A woman wearing a green overcoat she was, and just as I went to overtake her, she suddenly let out a little scream and collapsed onto the cold hard slabs of stone at my feet. How terrible! I called out to the woman, but she didn't move. It was like a ghostly, ghoulish graveyard. Slight exaggeration there, perhaps. I was terrified. I had to get away from there. So I ran as fast as my legs would carry me back to my accursed lodgings. That's not good. No shit, Ryunosuke. Don't say it was shameful, I know, to run away like that. Tell me, Sasaki-san, was the victim an acquaintance of yours? Don't be ridiculous! Do you think I know any of this fair-haired English? And a young woman at that? I'm different, shy, timid, unsure, and I can't talk to people. Every insult will be like, I see. A young woman, unknown to Sasaki-san. And at the time it happened, who else did you see nearby? Did anybody pass you? Regrettably, apart from myself and the woman, I didn't see a soul. Bullshit. No one? Ah, oh, great. Why do you always get these cases of like closed room, closed door, having the murder weapon literally in your hands? What is wrong with you, my man? So, the victim was unknown to you, and there was nobody else on the street at the time. That creates something of a conundrum, doesn't it? What conundrum? Ryunosuke! Conundrum. What do you mean, Sasata-san? What's the conundrum? Because it means literally no one else was Ryunosuke! Well, if what Sasaki-san has just told us is true, there's something I can't explain. He says that he didn't know the victim, and that there was no one else at the scene. Then, he apparently fled without having been seen. I did! But if that's the case, surely this man has to be the culprit. Ew! What did you just say? Nothing! I didn't say anything! Oops. Perhaps I thought that a little loudly. Ryunosuke, you do not have a single inside voice. All your inside voices are outside. Actually, that's not what was troubling me. What I was thinking was, how did Sasaki-san actually come to be arrested? Sorry? He didn't touch the victim, and there was nobody at the scene to see him. How did the police ever discover that he was there in the first place? Oh yes, she's right. It was him. god. I think I know who it is. That accursed great detective! He led the police to me! Of all the bad luck! A curse great detective. Could it be? I shall never forget the man's name for as long as I live. With his haughty laugh and his self-proclaimed greatness. Brash, big-headed, bushy, busybody, be gone! Bushy? I don't know where bushy came from. May you be cursed with the end of your days. Sherlock Holmes! Hey, Mr. POV! Fixing how is it? Hey, Mr. POV, I know it's late for you again. Why do you always catch me at this time? Go to sleep! Hello? I knew it! Mr. Schultz? Felt like a physical punch to the gut. How's your day been, Mr. POV? And also, why are you always up at this late at night? Well, I didn't expect to hear that name from this man's lips, that's for sure. It was the morning after the nightmare had unfolded on him and before me. I was gnawing on a sliver of hard cheese when some man suddenly burst in through the door. They started shouting at me. This is the police, put the weapon down! Oh, I wonder if the Yunosuke has managed to have like any cheese since the one he saw in the mousetrap. Day has been alright for us. Oh, my day has been asleep. The rest of my day has been asleep and yeah, mostly asleep and then talking with clients with my commissions. You were watching another person. I see. Okay, that makes sense. And actually, I don't think I can have like a very long stream today because I need to go like grocery shopping. So I would say tomorrow, but it actually is later because it is now 12:23 a.m. And I think we're gonna go grocery shopping at around 7 or 8 a.m. So I don't think I'll be able to like do a very long one because I would like to have a nap after the stream. So I'm not like physically dead and like picking up random bullshit. What do you mean? That explains a lot. Explains what? Yes, it was this thin sliver, and yes, it was hard, but I wasn't eating a weapon. Disgusting, dietary, discrimination, devils! You clearly had a trying morning yesterday. And there he was, in the middle of all the policemen, grinning like the Cheshire Cat. That Sherlock Holmes! Explains why I stream at this time. Ah, yeah. And also because this is the only time when it's more quiet. The house is back to being busy and what do you call it? Busy at day. So I can't really stream when everyone is like around. So I have to stream at night. But also, it's been raining recently, and I'm kind of afraid the raining will affect with my connection. Not that my connection isn't fucked up anyway, even without the rain. It's actually just Sherlock Holmes. His English. You would know, wouldn't you, Ryunosuke? I've since found out that he's a famous name in detection here in London. Yes, the great detective is really well known. It's very well known. And he's overly sharp, I managed to deduce my whereabouts apparently. He He thinks I'm a knife-wielding madman. Me, this weak, stupid kitten of a man. Never would I have thought that a man or a person would actually refer to themselves as kitten of a man. He's stupid. I wonder what rededuction process led him to his conclusion this time. Do you mean to say that Mr. Shong's deduction was the only reason the police arrested you? That would be really most unreasonable. The rain ain't... Yeah. I mean, I already disconnected 4 times? Just this time alone. Well, the thing is, I was thrown into a panic when they barged their way in. Of course you were. That's only natural. I was terrified and trembling, and they kept throwing questions after questions at me in impossible English. Fiendish, horrid, film, flabbery. Oh yeah, don't worry about it. You weren't here, Mr. POV, but we literally started calling someone a kamiho. So yeah, you're allowed to swear. As long as it isn't racially targeted or anything. Good point. But my mind went blank. I knew I had to answer, but I didn't know what to say. So I just kept repeating things like, yes, I do, and I'm fine. Oh. The next thing I know, I was in manacles, and before I knew it, I was thrown in here. Oh dear, I'm afraid that's hardly surprising. Yeah, I know. I got it. I know what you call a kitten. What else you call a kitten and a cat. I'm fine? He's not fine now. Well, neither are you, Ryunosuke. You act like this man is pathetic. You were like that not so long ago. Mr. Naruhodo Esquire! Oh, you can just call me Naruhodo. And when we're speaking English, a simple mister is more than enough. Oh, yes, alright, yes. They've really got to me. This country is poisoning my mind. But please, I beg you to defend me in court tomorrow. You can tell them what really happened. You'll do it, won't you? Well, Why? Why is it so hard to say yes to me? Well, the thing is, I'm just a student like yourself, on a study tour. A student? I defended a case in the Old Bailey, only the one though. But at this moment in time, I really don't know what I'm supposed to believe in. I'm confused about the justice in this country. In what justice in this country even means. Aww, it's all sad music. Oh, Naruhodo-san. I'm not even a foreign student who was supposed to be here. I'm a sort of locum lawyer, I suppose. But an armband! It's the mark of a defense lawyer from our great empire! It's a keepsake from the man who should have been here. He was my best friend! A keepsake? I know exactly what they're saying about me. Oh, what do you mean? Lawyers, all the British defense lawyers, they won't defend me. Goodness, why would you say that? Because of fucking Zeeks. Because of my man Van Zeeks. For the same reason as you noted before, when it happened. There was only the victim and myself around, and I ran away from the scene of the crime. I'm not a fool. I know it looks as though I must be the culprit. It must be very hard for you, Sosuke-san. And anyway, I'm a student from overseas. I'm just a foreign nobody to them, someone not to be trusted. I heard them openly laughing about me before, in my earshot, without any compunction at all. Any trial this man would be a waste of time, they said, and of course the foreigner did it. The casual racism trumps again. They even had the gall to say, the man doesn't understand half of what is being said anyway. That's awful. They're wrong. I've studied more English than half of the policemen on the streets. I've traveled halfway around the world to learn about this people's country and its great history. But no one here wants to listen to a man with a strange accent. They all hate me. So, at the very least, I'd like to entrust my fate to someone who can listen to me in my native tongue. You could do it, couldn't you? When I look into your eyes, I can see it. I can see what you've been through. Sasuke-san, it's just that... Give me a little time, please. I'll do what I can, for the time being. What do you mean? We shall investigate the case as thoroughly as possible. If we can find some clues, it will give us a much better chance, I'm sure. Oh, yes, thank you. I'll be here, all alone, waiting for you. Welcome, student Mr. Naruhodo Esquire. We should be going then, Naruhodo-san. We have a case to prepare for. Okay, wait. Catching up to chat because of that. I was really into it. Great actor? No! Like I said, I was just really fucking around with it. You have seen the emotes! They finally been approved! They literally took 4 fucking ever. Hey, do you wanna see the armband of my dead boyfriend? When Susato gonna marry Yunosuke? Oh, unfortunately Susato has a girlfriend back in Japan. Barely. That is... I didn't. I was literally just making fun of it. Mr. POV, I was not pouring my heart and soul into that. Briar Road. Briar makes me think of the Spy Family mom. God, I miss her. Yay! There's still more coming, but they haven't been approved yet. Twitch likes to take the time with my emotes, apparently. Oh, wow! That has been a while! Holy shit. Thank you! Thank you, Isle! Oh my gosh, people are actually getting to the higher price redeems. Ooh, yabe. So, this is where it happened. Briar Road. Look! Mr. Naruhodo! Well, is that... That's a long hand? Yeah. I wonder whose hand it is. Look at that regulation metal helmet. It's unmistakable. Oh my god. Good luck with that. I have no idea how the hell you're gonna get it up to 50k. Just leave my stream up in the background and you go to sleep. Gotta farm those redeem points. The men of Scotland Yard are here. They're investigating as we speak. That is their job, you know. 95k. Yeah, I was wondering what I... Well, yeah, I was wondering, what other redeems I would want. I was thinking of putting like an ARA redeem, but I'm trying to think of what price that would be. And also an Oni-chan voice redeem. What else? Yes, those are like the two ones I have yet to add in. Your phone will explode and use your laptop or something, or a tablet. And the 5K about losing glasses. Both. They're both IRL and the model. No, it's gonna be like probably 1,000,000 points. But yeah, I kind of like the idea. 69K. What the hell is that? What the hell did you send, John? Oh my god. What are you saving up for? A donation goal? Nah, I don't think anyone would donate for that though. Yeah. So if anyone wants to do like the losing glasses, I would suggest not this game because I'm literally just reading shit. Ow! One of the games I do plan to stream sometime though is Devil May Cry 5. If anyone has 5K points there, I'm actually interested. Will I be able to play the game without my glasses? What the hell are you actually farming for there? But, Mr. Narado, to see one with my own eyes. You're often depicted in the... Well, you can't accept the challenge, Mr. POV. You aren't watching my stream, so you can't gain your channel points. They're often depicted in the adventures of Sherlock Holmes, but I never dreamt I'd come this... I'd ever come this close to a real Bobby's helmet. What? The helmet? Of course. I have to try one on one day. I have to try one on one day. That is such an awkward sentence. Well, I hope your hatchet dream comes true. Oh, it's him. What's the Japanese delegation doing here? Oh, Inspector Gregson. 126 hours and 25 minutes. You're not gonna force me to do math on stream, I'll kill you. I know where you live. Mr. Nochin Obahi. He's old. Don't you know that when you get older, don't you know when you get older, you lose your chin? One day to get it. 69. This isn't a tourist trail, as I'm fairly sure you're aware. No! Oh fuck! I choked on my own spit. A little less than 11 days. 11 days and 3 hours. Nice. Yes, of course. We're here to investigate. So, you've been in the holding cells then? What do you make of the criminal? He's not a criminal as you put it, Inspector. He's a suspect.
The Nar. Huh, well, we'll see about that. You Japanese like to stick together, I suppose. Wow. Well, do what you will. It doesn't bother me. The bloke's in court tomorrow, whatever happens, and the verdict's a foregone conclusion. Stone cold air of rejection. Oh no! Let's just have to touch one of the hats. Take heart. London at this time of year is full of stone cold air. That makes it worse somehow. Hey, old man. I kinda wanna look around. Carriage? Oh! This is Scotland Yard's carriage! They use vehicles like this to rush the crime scenes and cart away criminals. You're very well informed, aren't you? 7 viewers, who are you people? Why are you here? It's long been a dream of mine to ride one of those through the streets of London. Well, just pick up a stone and throw it through one of the windows then. But that would mean being arrested in order to ride it. Wouldn't it? Still, if it's the only way, help me find a good stone. Shizato, no, I need you! Ryunosuke is literally going to die without you. This man will pick up food from off of the streets. No, I wasn't serious. Nothing in this building. Okay, snowman. What a delightful snowman. I didn't realize that English had a tradition of making snowmen as well. It looks a little creepy though. Oh, it has a scarf, look! You'd need one if you were out in the freezing cold all the time. I wish I had one. Oh, did you have like a cloak? I'm afraid our budget is somewhat frozen at the moment too. We certainly can't afford a scarf. Oh no! Oops, sorry. Surely the snowman here wouldn't miss his! But the person who made the snowman certainly would. Yeah, I know, you're right. Anyway, even if I borrowed it, it wouldn't do much to warm my neck, but it's covered in snow. I feel like this progresses the plot, so I'm gonna look more around. I've investigated thoroughly. You did not, good sir. Oh? The sky? What's here? The clouds look so big and heavy in the sky, don't they? And with the dense fog as well, everything looks hazy. Ah, London. Well, it is known as fog in London town. I can just make out some sort of spire for the fog. It looks like it's still being built though. Aha! Yes! That must be the Crystal Tower, being built for the great examination that's to open in 6 months' time. Wasn't there like a thing in Yakuza 2? What was it called? The Millennium Tower? Oh wait, the Millennium Tower sounds like it's something else though. Is the Crystal Tower mentioned in any other of the Ace Attorney games? By the way, oh my god, I saw like an animatic or like this, animations with like the song playing in the background about the original Ace Attorney games, with about Phoenix Wright and Miles Edgeworth. And oh man, it was so good. It really inspired me to like play the first games too. But I don't know if I can though. I don't know if anyone actually wants to see more Ace Attorney though. Like the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles is something I actually just want to finish on my own. But I don't know if I'm like pushing my luck. If like I play all of them. It's just literally so many hours into that game. To those games, if I play all of them. Apparently, it's going to be very striking. Glazed on all sides, and the symbolic centerpiece of the exhibition. It's to be the largest exhibition in history, is it? I can't even begin to imagine it.
What else do I have here? Huh? Why this part particularly? Oh, look at the windows of that building there. Are you sure those are windows? Yes. Oh, there were windows. But they're all filled with bricks. Oh, you're right. I wonder why. Perhaps it's an empty property where nobody lives at the moment? There's smoke coming from the chimney though. Oh dear. Everything still feels very foreign. There's so much we have to learn about this place. Strand Street. But the music, yeah, I know, right? The Ace Attorney musics are so nice. Especially like the Sogi ones, and then the band Zeke's ones, and also the sad music back there in the cell. They're all very nice. Oh, a British bicycle! Look. Although the wheel is so misshapen, I'm sure it wouldn't possibly be ridden anymore. Someone must have been doing some breakneck cycling. Holy shit. It seems bicycles have become extremely popular in London recently. There's even a movement to change women's dress to allow them to ride as well. The bicycle fad won't last. I don't see why anyone would want to ride something like that. What? What? Goodness, do you dislike bicycles? No, not at all. I mean, it's not like I dislike them exactly. It's just that any occupation that involves taking both my feet off the firm ground seems reckless. This child is a fucking coward. He can't even bear to like have his feet off the ground. If you'd ever tried walking on stilts and falling into a river, I know you'd agree. I see. I see this is a repressed memory. How the cubby holes doing? Still untouched to be honest. And I don't think they're gonna be touched anytime soon. We have to like investigate a whole lot before we can get into the courtroom again to touch those cubby holes. Well, we'll have to hire a bicycle sometimes. You can sit behind me while I ride you around. Aww. So it's only this building. It's a rather typical old brick building, isn't it? I'm sure it has a long, interesting history. Well, time certainly seems to have taken its toll on the place. It's crooked and sagging all over. In fact, it looks decidedly worse shape than the other houses around here. We must find some cheap lodgings ourselves as soon as possible. Yes, you're right. Cheap, but ideally with reasonably leveled floors. Okay, I think that's all of it. Okay, so this is another thing why my friend told me, because she played all of the games, that this is a thing that the old Ace Attorney things don't have. The old Ace Attorney games don't have. Like, you know, you can click on something when the cursor starts pulsating, and also it earns a mark when you finish doing it. Apparently in Ace Attorney, it's just all cursors. Whether you're gonna get any unique dialogue or you're gonna advance the plot is up to the whims of fate. Bicycle rides in the land of English. How romantic. Okay, I think they're the only ones I can interact with. That's one of the officers from Scotland Yard. The police are making sure the crime scene is undisturbed. William Robbins. I wonder if those are like any references to the old games. Kennerson Brewery. Willie Wally's? Willie's where? Your Willies? Too much, to be honest. I have a feeling that if we wander too close, we will be clapped in irons. I think perhaps you're being a little too overcautious. We've done nothing wrong, so we have no cause for concern. Oh no, I'm not getting caught out again. Twice is enough. Once shouldn't have even happened. Twice I found myself in handcuffs despite not knowing a thing about what was going on. Yes, you've had some dreadful experiences. I'm sure it's that wide-eyed look of panic you're so prone to. It does you no favors at all, Susato, please. I'm suffering. Okay, that's both of them. Okay. Let's talk to this old man and his fish and chips. I'm so hungry. I really want French fries. Tell me about Scotland Yard, Inspector. Ever since I read about it in the Adventures of Sherlock Holmes, I've been fascinated by the police. Well, don't get too fascinated, Susato. The Yard is the most sophisticated policing organization you'll find anywhere in the world, ma'am. Oh, and you know, I've always dreamt of wearing a real Bobby's helmet. It does make them look the part, seeing the policeman there with his helmet on. You certainly get the sense that this is a man who will take no nonsense in his duty of protecting the city. Yes! Doesn't he look wonderful? Being a London Bob is hard going, I can tell you. Oh, really? First thing in the morning, you know what he does? Goes around and rouses all the laborers in his beat so they can get off. Oh, I thought I was a get off on work. Get off to work? What? He wakes people up? Oh, actually! Did you guys know that I actually won a trivia contest because this is one of the questions? Because it was one of the I think the question was one of the people of old London used to have people alarm clocks. They didn't hire them specifically so that they can wake up to work. And then the question who were there, the common laborers and stuff like that, and I got it right by saying it was the Scotland Yards. Yep, raps in your windows with a long pole. Did it myself, going back a bit. I had no idea. The Bobby works for the people of town. It's just another one of his duties. After that, he starts tired of patrolling the streets all day long. He has to cover 20 miles a day. That's the regulation distance. I can't really imagine how far that is, but it sounds like a long way. Let's see. 20 miles. That's approximately the distance from Tokyo to Yokohama. What? Tokyo to Yokohama? This is the Meiji era, right? Has Edo been renamed to Tokyo already, and was Yokohama already established? That's something to be googled for later, but did the Meiji era already have Tokyo? I thought they were still using Edo by the Meiji era. Why did it eating its potatoes like it's bread? I have no idea, but I want them! On foot? That's definitely taking things a step too far. Well, when it gets dark, of course, he has the important job of lighting all the gas street lamps. I thought that was like a Mary Poppins thing. I thought those are all the chimney workers or whatever that lights up all the street lamps. Isn't that what they did in Mary Poppins? Oh my. And I suppose in between all of those duties, Bobbies are expected to investigate the cases as well. And chase after criminals trying to evade the law. I'm not sure you could call it in between exactly, more alongside, but yes. We're expected to handle those jobs as well. We do have been keeling over
from time to time, I admit. Sorry, the killing over was so full of spit.
I'd always dreamt of wearing one of those helmets, as I said. But it's with a heavy heart that I shall have to relinquish the dream to you.
Why me? I never wanted it.
Your heavy heart will be my heavy head if you do. About the case.
It happened around 5 in the evening 2 days ago. Just there, on the open bit of pavement. The victim, a young woman, was stabbed with a blade from behind.
Is it right that the lady is still unconscious now? You mentioned that she's being treated in a hospital.
I never said she was a lady. Truth is, unless she comes around pretty smartish, we won't be able to find out much about her at all.
I suppose that means they haven't been able to take a statement from her, of course.
Here's a map of the local area I happen to have up. You can take it if you want.
Yay!
Really? Are you sure? It's yard policy to give lawyers defending suspects the odd bit of info to go on.
I haven't actually accepted the job yet, but still. That's like me taking I feel like that's me taking free samples even though I know I won't be getting like whatever they're selling. Thank you, Inspector. We greatly accept. A local man has been entered into court records. Let me see. I'm guessing this is where they died. Calabash Road, Mearsham Street.
Anyway, as far as we know, there's no one else in the scene other than the victim and your fellow countryman. So who did it, do you think? Not much of a head-scratcher, is it?
Well, I know Mr. Natsume is also claiming not to have seen anyone else around, but just happens he didn't see anyone. It doesn't mean that we can be sure that nobody else was present.
I'm sorry to have to tell you, but we most certainly can be sure.
How?
Because, ma'am, the precise moment of the stabbing didn't go unnoticed.
Oh my god, 3 a.m. Go to sleep, Mr. POV. It's 3 a.m.
What? We have 2 very reliable witnesses, no less. It was a typical foggy London day, and your client obviously didn't see them.
1 a.m. Let's go! There were witnesses now?
Witnesses.
Who are these witnesses, Inspector?
A fellow and his wife, and the man's one of the most reliable and respected citizens in all of London.
Okay, good luck with trying to comfort them.
He's a copper from Scotland Yard.
A policeman? That might change things. Oh man, I really want fries. I really want something to eat. And this policeman just happened to be there at the exact moment the woman was attacked? I should have eaten before stream. Oh god, will I last?
Nothing particular about that, ma'am. Part and parcel of being a Bobby, catching them bang in the act and all that.
Do you think it might be possible for us to ask the policeman a few questions?
Be my guest. You can ask him what you like in court tomorrow. Oh, I've no doubt he'll be summoned as a witness. So, that'll give you something to look forward to.
The vendors are awake? No! It's 1 a.m. No one is awake. My best shot is like getting noodles but that's like on the first floor, and I have to like heat and I have to like heat some water and stuff like that. A policeman witnessed the incident. As your judicial assistant, I must warn you that this could make our jobs very difficult indeed. Yes, as a non-judicial assistant, I could have warned me of that too. Ryu can be so sassy. Then wake them up, you dummy. I want to. I'm sorry. I'm sure you guys can hear some stuff happening in the background. So I was just checking. Oh, yes. One more thing, Inspector. What? The person who led you to the suspect. I heard that it was Mr. Sherlock Holmes. What are you bringing him up for? Was it something I said? The color has drained from his cheeks. I don't know. Can I be spared from his existence a while longer, please? That twitchy Japanese bloke goes on trial tomorrow. Are you going to defend him or not? Well, makes no difference to me, but I will just say this. No London lawyer worth his salt would touch that case with a barge pole? Because the prosecution was being handled by the Reaper of the Bailey. Alright! Plop, you haven't seen chapter 2, yes. Holmes is a character here. And boy is he a character. There's no way to save the man now. It's a waste of time trying. It is all a bit strange though. Sorry? The Reaper. He hasn't appeared in court once for a good few years now. Yes, we did hear something to that effect. And the only people he usually bothers are the real scum, the master criminals, the violent ones. Is he Robert Downey Jr.? Wait, why Robert Downey Jr.? I thought the only characters here... I thought the only people who have acted as Sherlock Holmes are like Benedict Cumberbatch, Cumber, and what was the other one? I don't know. It was like that one lady, the Asian one. Her name escapes me, but she was like in Charlie's Angel as the Asian one. Is there like a Robert Downey Jr. Sherlock? If there was, it probably wasn't that good if I can remember it. Master criminals? The violent ones? That's right. He handpicks his victims, only deals with those guaranteed to go to the gallows for their sins. But Mr. Natsume wouldn't hang for what he's accused of, surely. That's just my point, sunshine. Yes, the young man was stabbed, and the young woman was stabbed, but it didn't kill her. Couldn't even say the intent was there. So, this isn't the sort of case that I'd be expecting the Reaper to just sink his teeth into. For want of a better phrase. Well, it's not exactly a minor infraction, is it? For a meme? There was a meme from the Sherlock movie? Sorry, my voice. Oh man, Brexit is taking a whole chunk of my voice. Also plays Sherlock's in the movie. Thank you, John! that like one meme when someone hasn't redeemed hydrate in a long while, and it's just that like dehydrated SpongeBob meme.
you. Oh, April Showers. Hello, 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 hello. Thank you so much for the follow. No, there's got to be more to it. Some reason he's taking an interest. Is the interest me? Is for me? Really? What sort of reason, Inspector? You think I can tell what's going on inside the head of that Lord of Darkness? Oh my god, he really is an edgelord. You'll have to ask him yourself at tomorrow's trial. Are we really going to have to face the Reaper again? The Lord of Darkness, as he puts it? Jesus. The unavoidable fact that Sherlock exists. Or, I'm sorry, Herlock. Who did you hear that name from? Oh, well, it was Mr. Natsume who mentioned it. He said that Mr. Sholmes was with the police when they entered his lodgings. I'm sure it was the result of one of Mr. Sholmes' inspirational great deductions. Is that how you write Sholmes? I feel like there's an extra S there. Fiddle faddle! When it takes these nuts, I'm gay. Wonder why. I honestly have no idea, Plop. Ah! The man's an amateur, and I'm getting sick and tired of him showing his mug everywhere. Same! Gregson, you and I, same. I am so tired of that man. Oh. I don't know where he gets that information from, but he turns up in the scene of the crime, wanders around spouting incomprehensible rubbish, and before you know it... No! Give me the chips! I'm so hungry! Give! He claims to have solved the case. Yes, he's quite astounding, isn't he? He is great help to Scotland Yard, isn't he? Gibble gabble! Ah. Don't scare the lady. Ever seen this before? Oh yes, that's Rand's magazine. A wonderful publication in which the adventures of Sherlock Holmes appears. Yes, well, that wonderful publication, as he put it, sees fit to include several of the Yard's detectives in its stories. And the so-called great detective makes a mockery of all of us. If you ask anyone in the Yard, it's a misadventure to be included in any Sherlock Holmes tale at all. Wait, aren't you like praised for it though? Well, I suppose there is an element of that. We work our socks off, every one of us, only to be frumped by the public thanks to that obnoxious detective. That man's as dangerous to Scotland Yard as he is to our criminals. I make you bring something more to the Yard. That can't really be true, can it, Inspector? I don't know about wanting to be those fries, Plop, but I definitely want to have them in my mouth. Clearly, the great detective and the police have a complex relationship. Well, I don't think we're going to get any more useful information out of the detective. Mr. Narado, can I make a suggestion? Oh, yes, what is it? Well, it seems to me that we must speak with him about this. Yeah, what about them? I'm only speaking truths. Do you have a problem with that, Mr. POV? By him, do you mean Mr. Sholmes? Yes, Mr. Sherlock Sholmes, exactly. Look at those shining eyes. You can't wait, can you?
I am so hungry at the moment. Oh my god. I really want to get some, like, at least noodles. Well, Mr. Natsume did blame Mr. Shul. I am never gonna get used to this fucking name. For all this, didn't he? Yes, he did. He really did. Which makes him an involved party in the case. Are you just going to ignore that? I hope not. I assure you, it's not simply my selfish desire to meet Mr. Schultz again. The trouble is, we have no idea of the man's address. It's Baker Street. I don't need to buy it, I just need to make it. There's like some on the first floor and my room is on the third floor. If I do like BRB to make noodles, would anyone like be interested in some word on streams? So would anyone be interested in words on stream so that I'm not leaving you guys completely nothing to do? It's Baker Street. How do you know that? It's in the stories, of course. Cooking stream? Man, I'm using like a shitty 360p webcam to track my face. Do you think I really have the tools to make a high quality stream? 221B Baker Street, the most famous address in the world. Oh, I see. Well, there's nothing to stop us from going, I suppose. We'd better try to find our way there before Susato-san gets any more excited and unpredictable. Hoorah! I'll summon a carriage. So, we're going to have a reunion already. Well, I mean, I don't know. It's not really one of my interests to get like a high quality camera or something, whatever. With the great detective Sherlock Holmes. Bye, Gregson. Can we really visit, do you think? Oh, picture, I sure must be dreaming. Oh, anime cutscene. Wait, let me turn up the volume. Just way prettier than what I was expecting. I don't know. Is it because I was like one of my new favorite what do you call it? Reincarnations retelling of the Sherlock Holmes stories is Moriarty the Patriot. But man, the shabby apartment Sherlock Holmes had in like Moriarty the Patriot, it's pretty much my favorite one now, and I can't get over how fancy this looks. So, this is where the great detective makes his living. It feels surreal to be here somehow. Why were you just allowed to walk in? Susato-san? Is it as described in the stories, Susato? Susato-san? Many famous cases have been solved here in this very room. Wait. Wait, what do you mean, plop? About the manga? What manga? It is a lot of books. Oh, I suppose they must have been, yes. I've never read the stories, so it's hard to get quite as excited about it as she seems to be. The detective chases the villain relentlessly as he disappears into the fogged out and unlit London streets. Oh god, this is reminding me so much of Moriarty the Patriot though. Oh god, I'm having all sorts of feels. First the Asogi feels, and then the Natsume feels, and now I'm having feels that isn't even part of this game. Yeah, Moriarty the Patriot! What about the manga in Moriarty the Patriot? It's also an anime plot. It's like a two-season anime. Two-season or second cur. I don't even know what they call it this time. That's how I first started reading it. Consuming it. And then when the series ended, I think they made like an anime original ending because the manga was still going. I'm now like following the updates of the manga. Oh, that's the real of it. The romanticism. Can you feel your heart thumping in your chest? Yeah, it's an anime plot. It's pretty good actually. The opening song is a banger. I mean, it's because I guess I started with the anime, but apparently a lot of the manga readers feel like they missed a lot of stuff. But I feel like it's a good representation of this. Like, if this is your first time consuming Moriarty of the Patriot, it's a very good like bundle for it. Can't you, Mr. Naruhodo? Oh, I suppose I can, yes. So, if you don't mind, shut the fuck up, Mr. POV. I will have you know I am planning to have an anime stream. Or well, I'm not gonna stream anime, of course. I'm gonna have an anime stream. A stream where I talk about anime or the new anime coming out in the next season. I just need to like find a date for it. But yeah, get me talking about anime and it can honestly last for like a good few hours. Oh my god, Plop. And she looks like she's spun around on a Roomba. I'll just stand here and soak up the atmosphere for a while longer. Please, don't mind me. She's obsessed. I'm gonna take you to recommend making a tier list then. Yeah, sure, let's try it, but I don't know how that will work. Maybe I can like make a tier list of all of the animes I'm excited to see and those I just don't care about. Yeah, sure, I'll look into it. I'll see about it. It's actually a good idea. Well, it looks like our detective friend isn't home at present. She is standing on a Roomba. That's how fast she's moving. Excuse me, is anybody home? Smash or pass? Honestly, a smash or pass would be fun. But also, I don't know like what franchise or category it would be. Like having it just, I wish I had more followers on Twitter, like to submit me like pictures and like versuses. But yeah, I feel like I can only do this when I have more of a following, and like, or unless someone gives me like a pre-made list or whatever. Hot or not, cringe-worthy or binge-worthy. I don't know. Oh, I think if I remember right, this is the child. Oh, do we have a visitor? It's the child! Hello? Is it a big new case for Mr. Schultz? I mean, yeah, there's a possibility, but I can't risk like an entire stream schedule on that. Hello. Oh, I will not suggest kicking this child. She has a gun. Wait. Aren't you...
Oh, how rude of me. I'll go and make us some tea at once.
I'm sure it's the same girl. It's very hard to misplace that.
Mrs. Sato, did you see the girl who was just here?
Oh, yes. Isn't it truly extraordinary? To think that the King of Bohemian came to this very room to ask Mr. Sholmes to take on his case? The King of Bavaria? King Wilhelm Gothrich Sigmund von Osten. Yeah, of course. Yeah. I absolutely read that. First try. Take one. No, I will not take any criticism on how I read that. Sorry, I'm drawing a blank. Forget the adventures of Herlock Sholmes for a moment and look over there.
The tea's brewed.
Oh my god, the music.
And I have freshly baked cookies, freshly baked cake as well. Ah, it's you.
I knew it. Susato-san recognizes her too.
Ah, there you are. And taking that with you as well. I was looking forward to trial run of my experimental smoke grenade launchers. Oh, good day to you. I'm, well, the inventor, I suppose, of that machine. Look at her little bag. She has like keychains. Oh, that's so cute.
It's the girl who turned up at the end of Mr. McGilden's trial in the defendant's antechambers.
I've never met a lawyer from the Far East before. Who are you? Having to get straight to work when you've only just arrived in London.
Oh, yes, it was challenging.
Well, try this tea. It's my special blend, you know.
Thank you. Is tea supposed to look that color?
Oh my, what a fragrant yet mellow flavor. Hooray! It's a winner! I tried blending different leaves designated to alleviate fatigue, you see. You must be exhausted from your long voyage here, and you have another ticklish try.
Alright, Plop, you weren't there at the end. Mr. McGilden is dead. We got him as not guilty, and that made Van Zix all sad, so I killed him myself. Did play end up at first? I like to believe that they did. They were kind of shoved out of the way because McGilden was acting all cray-cray. But I like to believe that they all, when the whole case was done, they huddled up into a corner, gave each other little kisses and a comforting hug, and then made their way into the night. While I burned McGilden's corpse. Wait, why does she know all of this?
Oh, and you're to defend a Japanese man. I do wish you lots and lots of luck.
Why does this child know this? Did Mr. Sholmes tell you about us by any chance?
Oh, you know Hurley?
His lap game though. I mean, sure, maybe if Fair Play was all distressed about it and first wanted to give him like, you know, a little something to like calm him down, and sure, maybe, but that's for them to know, okay? What kind of name is Hurley? Anything for that cubbyhole, yes. Wait, fucking Hurley makes me think of someone who's gonna hurl, like barf. Should I just gag whenever she tries to say Hurley? Hurley? Mr. Sholmes too, surely? Mr. Sholmes was a fellow passenger on the boat that brought us to Great Britain, you see. Was he really? Well, I had no idea. I'm afraid out of town on an errand again today, even though he's just returned from overseas. I would really suggest not testing this child. This child is armed to the teeth. Wait a minute. We met this girl for the first time ever yesterday after the trial. And only briefly at that. Oh my god. How on earth does she know so much about us? Did she deduce all those things, do you think? And perhaps more to the point, why is she here in Mr. Sholm's suite? Oh, silly me! I haven't introduced myself, have I? It's a great pleasure to meet you both. My name is Iris Wilson. I live here together with her. Ah, Iris is it? What a lovely name. Hi, Anne. Real lawyer hours, let's go. I haven't been able to lawyer it up at all. I have been nothing but a lackey, going back and forth. I haven't seen the courtroom in so long. What? What's the matter? No, wait, this can't be. Did you say your name is Wilson? What's the matter, Sasata-san? Why is she so flustered all of a sudden? Yes, that's right. And what are your names? Oh, I'm Rinosuke Naruhodo, a lawyer from Japan. Oh, sorry, I'm Mr. Naruhodo's judicial assistant, Sasato Mikotoba. It's wonderful to meet you. Ah, goddammit. Out with you, demon! Goodbye, demon! Is she the Watson of the game? Yes. I can't even make up a funny joke to deny that. No, she is absolutely the Watson of this game. Lovely! Sissy and Bruno! Bruno? Got it! That maybe sounds like Bruno Mars. Susie? And Bruno? There's more to this girl than meets the eye. I have so many questions for her. I don't know where to start. Yes, and so do I. Wait, can I look around? Can I look around? Can I look? Oh my god, this music though. What on earth is this big black lump over there? Ah! That fascinating thing is called a typewriter. It's a machine that allows you to write on paper without needing a pen. And wizardly quickly, too. Ooh, that sounds like it could be very useful for someone like me with terrible handwriting. Me too! I have terrible... Literally, Ryunosuke is literally just for me. I want fan art of me as Ryunosuke. Sorry. Sorry, need to cough a little bit. I want people to draw me as Ryunosuke. That's it? What about these? For typewriter. Yes. There's a charming little white shelf. And full of charming little bottles, too. Oh, yes. And don't touch any of those. They might explode. Explode? Are they exotic chemicals? Do you use them for exciting experiments? Yes, indeed. And as her always says... honestly, yeah, I draw myself as like Ryunosuke, but I don't really have the time since I'm working with commissions at the moment too. Chemistry is an explosive science. Sorry? I agree. A single discovery can trigger an explosion of innovation all around the world. Or perhaps he just meant it literally. Either way, mental note, do not touch any bottle that belongs to Iris. Wait, Ryunosuke? You're close. Wait, it's literally on the screen right now, Mr. POV. His name is literally on the screen right now. What a beautiful English tea set, and so neatly arranged. It's a favorite pastime of mine. A cup of herbal tea in the afternoon. Okay, I don't know who I'm going to offend here, but I don't like tea at all. It just tastes like dirty water. Hot, dirty water. Tea made of herbs? What were you anything, to be honest. I just want to look like Ryunosuke. Because literally, we are too similar. Like, whenever he says something, it's just literally me. Especially like the handwriting thing. My handwriting is so bad. Sorry. My throat is starting to close up. Literal doo-doo water. That's right. I grow all sorts of herbs in the garden, so I can experiment with different blends. Oh my god. Oh, okay. I'm glad that I have gathered some like-minded individuals in this chat. One moment. Don't go away. I'll brew a pot of those special blend I came up with earlier today. She looks delighted. I only hope it's safe to drink. A mysterious shoe, a curious hammer, some mysterious dancing men. Guys, are you seeing that very bright blue thing at the corner of the screen? Is this my stream showing? Oh no, it kind of cuts it off. Let me just... There you go. Have fun with that. Excuse me, my throat. What's the Napoleon? Ah! What an entrancing collection. This is the first time in my life that I've seen a lonely old shoe displayed as an ornament. Oh, those are all mementos that had collected from his past cases. Really? Even a bust? Yes, that's right. When the mood takes him, he likes to throw it on the floor and smash it to dust. Why are you asking me, Darth? That is in the game. Why are you asking me? The poor, defenseless emperor. Mr. Sholmes destroys it? Yes, and then buys a new one. You make it sound like he has a temperament of an insane sculptor. Ah! How enticingly bohemian of him. It doesn't look any better the more we see it. It literally looks very phallic. so bright too. It literally just draws your eyes into it. It doesn't get any better. I just realized this isn't a table. This is a fucking chest. I do like the fireplace. It's one of the best things I've seen since we arrived in this country, in fact. Lingering beside the fire and watching the flames flicker and dance in the grate. Ah, so relaxing. I can't relax! Not when there's so many interesting things in the mantelpiece. Oh, it's just as described in the stories. It is? Yes, exactly. Is it the Persian slipper, for example? And my chocolates for elevances. And transfixed with a large jackknife? It's my shopping list for the market. Oh, it's not quite how I remembered it being described in the Adventures of Sherlock Holmes. Of course it's not the sun. She looks crushed. The music is so lively, to be honest. I love it. It looks like a huge metal chest is being used as a table for tea and coffee. And it's very sturdy with an equally sturdy lock. Mr. Naruto, you mustn't go around opening things. It's locked! I always have to keep an eye on you, don't I? You're very mischievous. Tut tut, I'm wagging my finger at you like you're 3 years old. How did you come to that conclusion? Oh, that chest contains some of my most valuable things. And that smile tells me you're not going to give us any clue about what they are. Oh my god, it's the violin! It's not a violin. Ah, I've seen pictures of Western musical instruments like this. It's called a violin, isn't it? Of course it is! Mr. Sholmes is renowned for his violin playing. Oh, really? Absolutely. It's often explained in the stories. It's inspirational, Mr. Naruto. Inspirational! I immediately started playing the koto, which was the closest Japanese string instrument I could find. Seriously? I had to burp there. Honestly, they did say that shelf was Sholmes, so I do believe that is Holmes' shelf. What a shame you couldn't bring it with you to London. Ah, yes, well, Papa would be beaming when I asked him if he would buy me one. But after a while, he asked me if I could only practice when he was out of the house. Holy shit! That is so mean! So, now it's merely an ornament in my room. That must have been an awkward conversation. I'm gonna say, I just realized I haven't saved this whole case, or this whole stream. It's only been 2 hours. What's this blue thing? Green thing even? Oh, it's a bit of books. There's also the shelves, chemistry, apparatus, books, papers, and a lot of things I've never seen before. It's all heaped up so high, I can't help feeling that the whole lot is going to topple any moment. Oh, yeah, I feel like that is a very common thing with the Ace Attorney games. I forgot her name, but even Phoenix Wright had like a young female as judicial assistant. I don't know about the other ones. I know Apollo Justice had like a female assistant as well. So yes, all of them do in fact get young female assistants. But also, you weren't there in the first case, but actually the murder victim for the first case was someone called John H. Wilson. Think on that. As you will. I kept telling her not to cram so much of those shelves. Good advice. He wanted to look something up in one of those books a while ago. But it was so tightly wedged in, he couldn't get it out. So he went and bought a new copy instead. Oh my god, there's actually a skull here, I just noticed. There's nothing else in this pathetic. Oh. What? Why are there all those bullet holes in the wall up there? Was Mr. Schultz trying to shoot a pestery fly or something? Mr. Schultz would never do something so reckless. No? Those are the letters VR, standing for Victoria Regina. It's Latin for Queen Victoria. So you mean he shot the queen into the wall? Yes, apparently. In a moment of boredom, Mr. Sholmes adorned the wall with a patriotic sign, that's all, as pistol practice. Right, that makes perfect sense now. It's exactly as it's described in the story. Oh, it's delightful. I'm not sure about the real explanation. Is any less reckless than shooting at a fly, personally. It's patriotic, Mr. Naruhodo! Patriotic! Ah, yes, the patriotism. Okay, I think that's all. Aside from this thing. What on earth is that huge, over-the-top machine? That's the great analytoscope. It can analyze anything, really. Anything at all. The immortal Queen of Kingdom. I wish, right? I wonder, is Queen Victoria gonna be a character, or could they not get the rights? That's absolutely incredible. It's one of her inventions. It took him a whole year. He said it was to help him with his investigations. What sort of things has he analyzed with it? Do you know? Well, actually, he hasn't used it for anything yet. Oh. Why not? Apparently, on the evening he finally completed it, it suddenly occurred to him. I don't actually have anything I need to analyze. They do though. Right? I have no idea. Right? Well, I guess it's more of like a character than just a person. Oh dear. How about you, Renault? Do you have anything you'd like to analyze? Yes? The only thing that springs to mind is this machine itself. Okay, I think that's everything. I think we can finally talk to her. Iris. It was you that we ran into yesterday, wasn't it? At the Old Bailey? Yes, that's right. You were ever so helpful. Thank you so much. Oh, no, not at all. I'm so sorry we couldn't have been more welcoming. Though at the time, we did have a rather large gun pointed at us. Holy shit, there it goes. There's the gun. Like this? Gulp. Ah, thinking back now. You left with Miss Lestrade in tow, didn't you? Oh yes, that awkward witness, Gina Lestrade. Oh, Jeannie? Yes, she's a professional pickpocket. So we found out. It was very naughty of her to pitch my invention like that. Are you referring to the trial disturbing gun-like contraption? Exactly. So I followed her, you see, to get it back. Perhaps I should think about putting a self-destruct mechanism in my inventions. Please don't. This girl is dangerous. Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, I don't really mind lurkers. And you don't have to call them out. It's okay to just let them watch and have it. Yeah. Yeah, just let them watch. I don't really care how many people are watching me. I often really start streams with having no one watching me, so you don't have to call them out if they're like just lurking or being quiet in the chat.
Anyway, I brought Ginny back here after that, so she could apologize to my trusty technician.
Sorry, your technician? Of course, silly.
Yes, Herlock Sholmes. We live here together.
I had no idea the great detective had such an interesting young daughter.
Daughter? Not likely.
What?
I wouldn't call him if he was my father, would I?
Well then, what is your relationship with Mr. Sholmes? Well, I expect you found out the lodgings of any kind in London are very expensive.
So the solution is to share the cost with a partner, a roommate.
Your roommates? I hope you don't mind me asking, Iris, but how old are you?
10 at last this year.
Well, what of your mother and father?
Oh, no. They're not around.
Oh, I see. I wonder what the story is there. And Wilson? Oh yeah, I was wondering. I honestly didn't think that anyone will find me while I was streaming Ace Attorney because it's not a very played game here in Twitch. Most of the followers I have are really from when I was playing Genshin Impact.
Oh yes, there's something I must ask you. Of course. Go ahead, Susie.
I'm a very great fan of the adventures of Herlock Sholmes and...
Oh, you have a copy of Brand's magazine.
Yes! Oh shit, ang taas. Oh, oops, nagtagalog. Oops, too high. Yes,
I read every issue. It's delivered all the way to Japan on a ship. Oh, that is so exciting! My stories are being read on the other side of the world!
My stories?
That's right. Is always solving such amazing cases, you see? And he tells me all about them. They really are quite fascinating.
The lack of music is suddenly so chilling. I am fearing for my life.
It would be such a shame if the only one who ever heard them, if I was the only one who ever heard them, don't you think? Goodness! Last night, he was telling me all about the new case he just solved in a steamship traveling from a faraway land. So, I was just in the middle of typing up the manuscript for the next issue before you came. So you are the author?
No, it was Conan Doyle!
Yes!
Oh! Wait, no, I forgot the fact that the IRL Watson is in fact actually the narrator of the of the original Sherlock Holmes stories. Right.
Yes! I'll let you in on a secret, if you like. I'm going to call the latest adventure The Speckled Man!
Speckled Man? That's certainly very familiar.
Of course!
I've always changed one or two details in the stories here and there. This time, I had the idea of making a venomous snake be the cause of all of the trouble. No, it was a fucking bitch of a Russian that caused all of the trouble. Oh, that was Mr. Scholl's first thought as well, actually. Yes, and of course, I know that the snake might not be a credible fit for the facts of the case exactly, but it's a story. Some poetic license is justified to make it more thrilling, I think. Don't you? So, do you mean to say... Are the stories of Mr. Scholl that are published in Rants magazine? Oh, thank you so much for the follow, Michi LOL. Yes, like a fucking boomer. I read that as LOL. Thank you so much for the follow. All written by me, yes. On my wonderful and very modern typewriter. But all of the stories I've ever read are written by a doctor of medicine, Dr. John H. Wilson. Giuseppe's getting more and more worked up. Ah, yes, that's me. I mean, my name really is Wilson. But what about the doctor of medicine part? That's all true too. I'm a doctor of medicine. No, at 10 years old? At 10 years old? Well, that's quite incredible. But Isla? Oh, I don't know about calling it Isla. Maybe a planet, to be honest. That we're just that far away from sanity at this point. Dr. Wilson is an English gentleman. Ah, yes. I did alter the setting slightly for the stories to be more compelling. Oh. Well, it sounds a little strange, doesn't it? A great detective with a 10-year-old girl in tow. Yes, that would definitely be weird. I am so glad that we did not have that version of the story. What am I doing with my life, right? This girl just puts us all to shame. Oh, thank you for the raid. Thank you so much. Thank you, Michi. I suppose it does, yes. Poor Susato-san. She looks like her whole world was just falling apart. Okay. Your deductions just now. Your deductions just now. About before. Yes? What's on your mind, Bruno? Do tell me. How did you know? And that I was a lawyer and we just arrived in London. Hello. You're welcome here, of course. Excuse me, sorry, I had a burp there. How have you been? Were you streaming before this? Yes. Oh, and we have a difficult trial tomorrow. How did you know of that? Oh, that's what you mean. Please, tell us what you did, how you did it. Explain every detail. Of course, I'd be delighted. Although, there's really no mystery. Now, let's begin. Iris Wilson is proud to present her logic and reasoning spectacular. Wait, what's in her hand? First of all, I knew already that you were a lawyer, Bruno. After all, I met you yesterday at the Old Bailey in the defendant's antechamber. But you also said that we'd only just arrived in London. How did you know that? Shut up for now. Everyone, take care and have a lovely rest. Yeah, like I've been saying, just get some sleep, Mr. POV, and thank you so much for stopping by. See you again next time. Have a good rest. Hope you have good dreams. Oh, I have served the passport and a travel ticket protruding from your breast pocket. Ah. So, I was reasonably confident that you must have only arrived in the country. And on top of that, he looked at me! He looked at me! You accepted a case against this particular prosecutor, telling me you were unaware of London's court affairs. The Ripper of the Bailey? I walked right into that one, didn't I? There's a nip. Okay. See ya, Flop. Thank you for stopping by as well. Are you going back to work? If so, then have a good. Hope your work goes well. Hope your boss doesn't shout at you again for looking at hentai on your phone. Then I noticed a red stamp on the back of Susie's hand. You were given that when you visited the local prison to meet with the suspect, weren't you? Earlier today. Oh. They used this stamp to keep a close eye on comings and goings, you see. Let's see if you manage to stay your hand from your hentai. I didn't realize. And a red stamp is only used for people visiting foreign inmates. Really, that's so... How many foreigners do they have, and how often do they get thrown in jail that you just have like a stamp for it? So, that told me that even though you had only yesterday concluded the trial of Magnus McGilded, the two of you had already had cause to visit a foreign inmate in a local prison. However, neither of you was wearing particularly sad expressions on your face. So I concluded that the prisoner was unlikely to be a friend or a relative. That led me to believe that you must have accepted a new case. I see. But how could you have known that the trial is tomorrow? Because of this little bitch. Well, having barely been home a few hours yesterday, solved yet another case. It obviously amused him. He told me that he'd caught a Japanese man who was bawling and trembling. A Japanese man? Well, clearly that must have been Mr. Natsume. Now, Reno has a fancy Japanese sword. And I think your outfit is called a kimono, isn't it, Susie? Well, anyway, it was clear to me that you both came from Japan yourselves. So I put two and two together and decided you must be defending the Japanese man caught. And there was only one conclusion from those facts could lead me to. You both came here to ask Hurley about the case. There's a note on the mantelpiece that says the man's trial will be tomorrow. It's always stabbing those nuts with a knife, you know. He is silly. And that's all there is to it, really. Thank you for listening. I'm Iris Wilson, and that was one of my great deductions. Well, was it a winner? Were my deductions correct? They were spot on. That was amazing, Iris. Truly a great deduction. You even managed the certain something of Mr. Sholmes' delivery. Oh, well, I was just copying her style for that. This is really good This is really very good news. You could tell us all about the case involving the Japanese man. You will, won't you, Iris? Please. Case of the Japanese man. So yesterday, Mr. Sholmes apprehended a Japanese man. You were saying? Yes. Hurley had just arrived back in London after his sea voyage, but the police were waiting for him in a railway station to take him directly to the crime scene. Ah, the great detective is a popular man, it seems. Apparently, a woman was stabbed on a quiet street somewhere in town. There were witnesses who had seen a short, shifty-looking man stupid man! A stupid man running away from the scene. A short, shifty-looking, stupid man. Mr. Natsume beyond any doubt. Sasaki-san said that he didn't see anyone else in the street at all, but it seems there were witnesses after all. Said that his great deduction powers to determine the man's address. It was a lodging room, very nearby. He went directly there with the police, and what did they find? A short, shifty-looking, stooped man shivering in fear. Ugh. Mr. Shong's great deduction certainly hit the mark that time. Of course it did! He's a great detective! Still, that means that the incident occurred only 2 days ago. Surely tomorrow is too soon for the trial, isn't it? Definitely. We have no time to investigate properly. Says that London is rife with crime. Oh. Scotland Yard is doing its best, but they can't stay on top of it apparently. Oh dear, I hadn't realized the situation was so dire. That's why they can't afford to spend too much time investigating cases and trying criminals in court. Staff and money are both short. Crimes are usually pinned on the first suspicious person. That's terrible! I suppose it's the harsh reality of working of the world's greatest justice system. I suppose it is, but in that case, I don't hold out much hope for Soseki-san. Thank you for answering so many of our questions, Iris. This has been very informative. Oh, you're most welcome. I had so much fun! Do you happen to know where Mr. Sholmes is at the moment? As you guess, we'd like to ask him some questions about the case as well. Well, I expect still investigating the scene. Of the case involving Mr. Natsume, you mean? Yes, Mr. Nuts. Oh, many? Said that he was going to the man's lodging. If you leave now, you'll probably catch him there. Iris, do you know where those lodgings are? Well, I imagine the police are still investigating the scene of the crime themselves, aren't they? Did you happen to come across a detective by the name of Gregson when you came here? Yes, we know an Inspector Gregson. Ah, goody. In that case, give Brixie this for me, would you? If you do that, I'm sure he'll tell you what you want to know. What is this? A 5-shilling piece and a postcard, it seems. Iris' postcard was entered in the court records. What does it say? Oh, okay. It reads, "Tell the gentleman in black whatever he wants to know. I trust it won't be a problem." I want to investigate it, can we? Victoria de Cracia. This is a 5-shilling piece, isn't it? I believe it's called a crown. Yes, and you can train a Scotland Yard detective to do whatever you want with just single one. Iris must be the most powerful 10-year-old in the world. How much is 5 shillings, by the way? What's it really worth? Well, it's probably enough to buy all the chips an inspector could possibly eat a whole month. Really? That's greasy. Tell the gentleman in black whatever he wants to know. I trust it won't be a problem. Iris Wilson. Iris's little handwriting is adorable, isn't it? Tell the gentleman in black whatever he wants to know. I trust it won't be a problem. Yes, the handwriting might be adorable, but the message is ominous. There's no room for sentiment there. I'm sure it's simply the way you're interpreting it, Mr. Naruhodo. Anyway, I do hope the inspector will tell us what we need to know when he reads it. Do you think it will just make him munch piping hot chips until steam comes out of his ear, do you? Well, that would be an entirely terrible outcome. gosh, this will make the inspector help us. What? Well, thank you, Iris. We'll give it a try. Oh, the music is nice again. Good luck then. I'm going to return to writing my manuscript, The Speckled Band. And I'll be making more special blends of tea, so come back again soon. We'd be delighted. Thank you so much, Iris. Well, Mr. Naruhodo, it's back to the scene of the crime. So, somewhat dubious that they would exert any influence over the men of Scotland Yard at all. We headed back to the scene with Iris's curious note and one of the world's heaviest silver coin in hand. To be continued. Okay, so I do think. Yes. Wait, don't actually load it yet. Shut up. So, okay, I think that is a good a time to stop as any. I'm sorry it's a bit of a short stream, but I will be doing some errands later, so I will have to cut it short. And I fear that if I try to continue on after that first to be continued, it'll be much longer than than I was initially expecting. We only did like 2 hours and 49 minutes, but I feel like if I continue on with this, it might go well past 6 hours. That's just how long I remember the case being, if not more. Do we win? No, absolutely not. We do not win. We never win in life. What life is just a constant cycle of losing. But yeah, okay. So I will have to end the stream here. Thank you so much, everyone who stopped by. I will, like I said, I will attempt to return tomorrow and stream the rest of the game. Yeah. Bye bye, everyone. See ya. See you next time. See you tomorrow. Jane.